those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. A broken man without a path. A vagrant aimless without a mouth. Took 2 long breaths and just one more. Till my lungs couldn't hold another. For you and me. And those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. Those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. A broken man without a path. A vagrant aimless without a mouth. Some kisses your cheek and then grazes your neck. Makes my lips so damn jealous. For you and me. And those baby blues. Yeah, those baby blues. Take my picture with you when you go out west. Those baby blues. If you love me, then just say it with your chest. Those baby blues. Now, don't forget about me, yeah. I will do my best. Those baby blues. Yeah, that's true for me and you. Take my picture with you when you go out west. If you love me, then just say it with your chest. But don't forget about me, yeah. I will do my best, and that's the truth for me and you. Yo, what is up, 24/7 Buf Fandemonium? It's your guy Swank. It is Sunday. It is game day, 3:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That can only mean one thing. You are watching Sunday Sessions presented by the Buf Fan Base and 26 Shirts. Let me introduce the panel to you. We are the official pregame show of the Bills Mafia and the Buf Fan Base. Can you believe it? Introducing the panel right down south, right here. I don't know how much smoother you can get. Maybe if you were coddling a newborn baby's head, that would be the equivalent to the smoothness of this next man's voice, the absolute thunder from the vocal cords of a professional like Ryan Thomas from the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. RT, how you doing on this Sunday, brother?
I'm doing good, Swank. I love the intros as always. You know that. You bring the heat every single week. Of course, really excited for another week, another episode of Sunday Sessions, another Buffalo Bills game, but not just any other game. We're not fooling ourselves here. We're not fooling the audience. It's Bills versus Chiefs.
Ooh,
Biggest rivalry in the game. I would argue in sports right now.
I like it.
So let's go.
I like it, and I agree. Absolutely. Right next to me, my brother from another mother, the gooderist of the scooterists. This is Scott Reed. Scott, what do you got on a Sunday afternoon?
It's not a 1 o'clock game, but it's a 4:25. I'll take it. Yeah, you're right. It had quickly become, over the bunch of years, that one of the biggest rivalries in NFL football. And, I'm excited for it. We're going to show up. That active list is coming out shortly. I can't wait to talk about it, but it's my favorite week. Most nerve-wracking, but it's my favorite. We get a true idea of how these Buffalo Bills newcomers, the rookies that they brought in, and some of the veterans, the free agents, how they brought in to help us out beat this Chiefs team. So it'll be interesting to see.
Well, I'll tell you, man, it's not almost out. It's out, and that's part of what we love about Sunday Sessions is we come on air right around the time that they release the inactives list. If you guys want to share along, man, we have found this amazing graphic from Bills PR. If you follow Buffalo Bills PR on the tweeters or the X's, they put out this amazing graphic that not only shows you the inactives, but also every single position group broken down by who is suited up and playing today. Here is your list, man. None of us look at this beforehand, so we want to join in on the fun with all of you guys of being shocked and appalled and amazed. Joshua Palmer is out, which we knew about. Taron Johnson is out, which is a big blow. Brandon Codrington, who is a 50-50 regular suspect on this list. Shaq Thompson is out, which we knew before. Chase Lunt, regular suspect, he's out. Daquan Jones out. He was released, or that was released yesterday or the day before. And Landon Jackson, another usual suspect on this list. He is out for today and inactive. Scooter Magoo, man, I'll throw it to you first. Hit me with your best shot, man. TJ not playing today. How you feeling?
It's one of them situations where you got to play with who you got. The surprise, Taron Johnson, obviously for us all there. Again, like I said in the intro there, Swank, we brought in these rookies to see how they can handle why we brought them in for. And Jordan Hancock will be one of those fellas that's probably going to take Taron Johnson's spot. So a physical guy, came out of Georgia. He knows how to play that high-level football. So these Kansas City Chiefs are bringing a slew of wide receivers and that tight end and Kelsey. So the test has arrived. Heads down.
Next man up. RT, man. Hit us with your take.
Man, the name that jumped out to me, Taron Johnson. You guys saw it. We all saw it. That's a big blow. That is a blow. No doubt. I will say, I will say, with the good, there is the bad. The bad, there's the good. Matt Milano is active. We want that. That's great. Jordan Hancock, Cam Lewis as well. That could be kind of a 50-50 split there. Jamarcus Ingram, he's going to have to really step up today as well, if given the opportunity, of course. Defensive end, Michael Hoyt, as well as Joey Bosa, Epinesa. I'm looking forward to seeing what that does to Pat Mahomes, if anything. Please, God, please just don't allow him to get extra seconds. Close that pocket. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. But yeah, man, Taron Johnson, that's a name that definitely hurts to see on this list for sure.
Yeah, it had been kind of dangled out there that he might be inactive. I didn't want to believe it. I believe that the plan is Cam Lewis will fill that slot corner role, and Dane Jackson will probably take over for that special teams kind of stuff that Cam usually does. That is what I'm thinking might possibly happen today. You could be seeing a little more healthy dose of Hancock. Yeah, for sure. Before we get too far off track, I guess. There's another rookie that I want to see a whole lot of today on the defensive side of the ball. That's Maxwell Hairston.
Mhm.
And I was driving with my wife yesterday, and we were daydreaming a little bit. And I said, just out of nowhere, I want Mad Max to take away all of the pain that Kansas City has caused in the last 7 years. I would like him to take
A little pressure.
away the ball. I want 3 picks today, but not
No
just
pressure.
no pressure. I want 3 picks, and not just 3 picks. I want him to take the ball away from Kelsey, who it was intended for. I want him to chase down Xavier Worthy and just pluck it from his little rookie hands. And then I want one from Ray Rice too. So I just want 3. I want them against all 3 of those players specifically, and I want them before the half. And I just want it to deflate everything in the whole world. This will never happen. Well, I mean, no, it'll never happen. But how happy I would be if Maxwell Hairston just erased all of that. They'll be like, what was 13 seconds? Do you guys remember the 3 interception game? That is the game I want to remember.
You think if Maxwell Harrison shuts down Worthy, nah, I'm not even gonna ask a question. You know there's gonna be Keon Coleman versus Xavier Worthy talk with that draft pick. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, always. Yeah,
That's
Swank.
mostly the reason why I want it to happen. Yeah.
Swank, that I'm so glad that you brought up Maxwell Hairston from the jump, because this kid is special. Like there is reason to watch even last week and say, okay, this guy's got the speed that I don't think they've had a corner this fast in terms of just straight line coverage speed. Maybe since like Nate Clemens, Terrence McGee, Winfield kind of era. It's been a while, and he jumps out. Like there's a reason why this guy was drafted where he was and why he was drafted to the Bills. And I think a lot of it has to do with this matchup with Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice, where whoever he lines up on, he's going to have to shut them down.
I think, and please, if I'm speaking out of school here, you guys, I don't want to speak for anybody on the panel here, but I think that Max played well enough last week that Trey does not need a whole lot of reps this game. I think
100%.
You can go Benford, Mad Max, and I think some of the sweet things about this kind of scenario, even though, Taron Johnson, that is a bummer, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that linebacking core, we don't know exactly what we're going to get and how many reps this one or that one, because Bernard and Milano have both been kind of racked. But I think with Hoyt having just one game, Ogunjobi only having one game, and Max only having one game, damn, that's not a lot to prepare for.
Mhm.
Maybe this is enough. You're talking about like a quarter of the defense right now that Mahomes not only has never played against in this scheme, but also hasn't seen much footage of these guys playing against. So I don't know. If you're going to take a silver lining, I think that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
As far as that Hairston snap count goes, Swank, I agree. If we do come out on the losing end of this battle, you need to keep Hairston in there so he can learn from those mistakes. You can't take him out once he starts fumbling a little bit. We want you to get, if you are, I'm not saying it's going to happen, Bills fans, but if you're going to get burned today and you're going to get taught a lesson, better learn it now than in the playoffs.
Yes.
So I agree. Don't take the snaps away from him. He did good enough job. 27 snaps last week, looked good, showed recovery speed, and showed his willingness to cover man to man. I like what I saw. So we're going to have our bumps and bruises with him. Let him go through them before the playoffs start.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Here's a question for you guys, and please in the comments hit us up. I don't know, we got some weird stuff going on with the comments right now. I know we got 646 of you tuning in live. Thank you so much for checking out Sunday sessions. If you got some comments, throw them up there and let me see what we got going on here. StreamYard might be being weird. Scooter, would you, with all that being said about Mad Max, getting his bruises and leaving him out there to kind of get that experience, how upset would you be if we lost this regular season game against the Kansas City Chiefs? And keeping in mind the whole perpetual, we always beat them in the regular season, but not in the playoffs. Are you a big believer of this hocus pocus?
It's a different lesson every time you play a team. So if we lose to them, I don't want to, but they're the hottest team in the NFL. I mean, I would not like to lose to the sluggish, most coldest team in the NFL. But if we're going to lose to a team, this would be the team to lose to. Again, more of a purpose of the learning aspect and trying to figure out what the Chiefs are going to do, because they do have their full stable. Other than Isaiah Pacheco and their starting left guard there at left tackle, they do have their wide receivers, which I am more concerned about than the Pachecos and the Kareem Hunts of the world. So do I mind if we lose? Of course, I'll be pissed off, but lose now and learn at this point.
You live, you learn. That's basically the summarization that I have. RT, what do you think, buddy?
Well, I understand where Scooter's coming from with his take, but this is just my opinion. How do I say this without dropping the F word? To hell with that. I want to beat this team. I want to whoop this team so bad. I honestly, no, I get where Scooter's coming from. I really do. I don't want to poo-poo on his point, because he definitely has one. But we got to get one on not just the Chiefs, but we got to get one on Stephen A. Smith, Ryan Clark, CBS Sports. We got to collect. We got to collect some really bad overzealous takes these last 2 weeks. Yeah, we slipped on a banana peel against Atlanta. That was a slip on a banana peel game. The Patriots game didn't really bother me as much, despite it being at home. It was a divisional opponent that kind of rose to the level of who they played. I could kind of tip my cap a little bit to New England, dare I say it, for that. Yeah. Atlanta was a shit show. Like, that game should not have happened the way that it did. This is the game to not do those things. This is the game to learn from the mistakes, and this is the game to kind of take the lid off of some things. Like, just throw whatever you need to throw at the Chiefs that's unexpected offensively and defensively, to just try to catch them off guard. Not trying to do anything too cute, as we say, but there's guys on this team that can make plays. We've seen it on offense and defense. I want to see them just play free. I know this game is a big pressure cooker game, and the rivalry has the implications of Allen versus Mahomes and all the Reed versus McDermott and all that stuff. But to me, this is a game that you just got to throw the kitchen sink at Andy Reid once and for all, and say, if there was ever a week that we were saving some stuff for something, this is it. Like, this is the week that we need to just play balls to the wall and lay the lumber. I want to see somebody get just smashed into the artificial turf or artificial grass today. Like, that's the tone that I want to set early in this game.
100%. I think for me, man, no matter what, I want to win this game. It's an AFC opponent. It's a big mountain for us to climb. I know regular season versus postseason. I don't believe in like the whole scenario that it can't be done now and it can be done later. Like, it just, I don't know. To me, it's like, beat them when you face them. You want to beat every team that you face. This is an AFC team that is starting to get hot, and you want to have that tiebreaker against them, because in all fairness, we know the Kansas City Chiefs are going to chief, right? The same thing as with the Ravens. I know that they're in a hole right now. They're still favored to win their division. They are still like 51% favored to win, like climb and win that division. And we saw how Lamar played on Thursday. Like, I mean, I think all these things, any win you can get against a huge opponent and a thorn in your side, and B, somebody in the AFC that is competitive, you want to take it. So for me, yes, I think it's all out, balls out, win, no, by any means necessary. And I think, RT, where you're getting to, physical. These lines have to be physical. This has to be a physical, punch you in the mouth kind of game, and so much that they remember it if and when we face them in the playoffs again, because you can't go in soft. You can't go in with 3 plays like we saw last week, even though it worked. I don't want to see pitch, wide receiver screen. Like, let's get a little more creative. let's see, if we've been saving everything, let's see it all. Like you said, man, I want it out there, and you beat this team handedly and kind of set the record straight as far as what this team is and what it can be. So that's where I'm at with it all, man. That's absolutely right. Let's talk a little bit about this game. We are facing the Kansas City Chiefs this afternoon. 4:25, is that what it is?
4:25. Yep.
4:25 at home.
Nance and Romo.
Ooh, of course. Yeah, I saw Romo's little hype video there, his little reel where he's like, we've had this contest ever since the beginning. Whatever. I'm excited about these guys coming to town, and I want to start on the defensive side of the ball, boys. Real quick around the horn. Hoyt, to me, is that juice that is injecting in the veins of this defense right now, and it couldn't have come at like a better time. Scooter Magoo, man, tell me what this defense has to do to get a win real quick today.
The new guys have to show up, and that includes Hoyt. Hairston, we've seen Mahomes extend the play. That's what he does. He's one of the best at it. But with Hoyt running around, he may be that guy that prevents Mahomes from getting around the edge and having to come back and get sacked by an interior defensive line. He may be the reason why he has to roll out to a certain side of the field where the wide receivers aren't going that way. So what has to happen is the new guys need to show up, show everybody why we brought you in. And Hairston, stick with your guy, the speed guy. Max Xavier Worthy's one of those guys that because of his speed, if you give Mahomes more than 5 seconds and the ability to extend the play, he's going to get open. So stick with him.
I love it.
Matchup versus matchup. That's the key.
Hell yeah. RT, what do you got to add to that? Defensively, what do we got to do?
Yeah, I kind of alluded to it from the jump. A lot of people, when they look at Patrick Mahomes, they say, man, Patrick Mahomes, you got to hit him. Man, if every team could do that, they would. That's the best attribute that Pat Mahomes has, his ability to avoid a pass rush and extend a play just as well as Josh Allen, right? That's what makes them both such fun players to watch, and that's what makes them the two best quarterbacks in the game. My thing is, let's not just worry about hitting Mahomes. Let's box Mahomes into the pocket. Force him to step up into the pocket and make a throw rather than roll out to the left or roll out to the right and throw those wacky, no-look sidearm throws. That's when Mahomes' mojo is at his highest, when he's able to kind of make those sandlot-type plays, and those are the plays that burn the Broncos, Raiders and Chargers and prevent them from trying to win the AFC West, as many years as it's been as well for the Chiefs, winning that division as many years in a row as they have. So, that's my thing in this one. Joey Bosa is a real big factor, I think, in today's game, far more than what people are giving him credit for. He's been a great addition to this defense. I'd say that he's one of the few bright spots since the season began. But that rotation that Sean McDermott implements, if the foot is to the pedal with Michael Hoyt and Ogunjobi and whoever's out there, it can't move backwards. Like, we can't ease off the gas when Joey Bosa gets in there. Joey Bosa's got to be on his P's and Q's, ready to contain Patrick Mahomes, not necessarily worry about sacking him on every single play. If it was easy, anybody could do it. Joey Bosa's just got to rush Pat Mahomes and force him to stay in those hash marks, force him to back up rather than roll to the left or roll to the right. I think that is the biggest key to this game for the Buffalo Bills defense.
I love it, man. I absolutely love it. It's one of those things where watching Patrick Mahomes even last year, and they're definitely hitting their stride more. They're getting more chiefy, and I hate it because it was so fun when they looked like garbage for like the first 3 or 4 games. But we all knew that this was going to happen. But usually it happens a little later in the season. Usually they're hitting their stride, November, late November, or whatever. And it's getting scary, and they limp along with help from the refs and one score weirdo games like last year and all that. This year, it seemed to be a little more practical. It seemed like the team that played last year was actually getting the results that they deserve to get this year. But it's Patrick Mahomes. It's Andy Reid. It's Spags. We know what we're getting. This is not a rollover, sissy kind of team, man. So for me, one of the hardest things about containing Patrick Mahomes is he is a good quarterback. He is smart, and he also gets away with intentional groundings, or tries to, and he'll throw it at your feet right before he takes a big old hit. He'll skirt out of the pocket, whatever. Keeping him in contain and trying to get in his face as much as possible without letting him run around like a big baby is the most important thing to me. And I don't want to see any of those Patrick Mahomes plays today. I don't want to see any of that magic. I just want him to get completely shut down. And I think it's possible. I think this defense really, to me, is a lot more promising. I have a lot more hope about this defense than I think I do this offense currently. And, you know, they were at different levels, different stacks. James Cook is amazing. And obviously we got Josh Allen. But I think for me right now, this defense, we don't even know what it could be. And last week kind of showed us a little bit of a taste against, you know, a Panthers team that's struggling or whatever, but has a winning record and is somehow staying relevant. Like, you know, I'm getting in arguments with, there's this dude, Heller McDonald Bruin, shout out to you, some retired guy that's got no other good things to do other than to critique any content that we're putting out right now, because he's mad that I said that I think James Cook is the best running back in the league right now.
It's not really an outlandish take when he's second in the league in rushing yards.
Well, now I got to look at every single game. I got to look at the last 3 years. This guy's telling me he's retired and he does nothing but watch football. And everybody that has, you know, there's all these creators and sports takes guys that are, you know, they're putting Taylor as the MVP, Taylor as the offensive player of the year. Nobody's even talking about Cook. How could you even be a homer and say that? I said, okay, man.
I mean, it's not an outlandish thought, and this is coming from a guy that, I'll be the first to admit it, I was really frustrated with the distraction that he did create. You know, there's no holding in or holding out. You're still holding. There's still a distraction. You know, and I thought, you know what, like, if they pay him, great. If they don't, they don't. It's up to them. It's not up to me. And they decide to pay him. And could you imagine if they hadn't? Could you imagine this offense right now if they decided not to pay James Cook? This offense would be horrible right now. And it's already struggling. You know what I mean? So to kind of add to your point there, Swank, you know, that's what makes him the difference maker that he is. And that's what makes Jonathan Taylor and all the elite guys elite.
Yeah.
You know what I love is I know the conversation you're talking about on X there, Swank, and I didn't jump in for a reason because you know how I used to.
I didn't see it. I would have thrown my hat in there if I saw it.
Well, my favorite part of it is that he says, so all the pundits and that get paid to do the job, you're telling me they're wrong. Yeah, we are. We're telling you they're wrong. They're always wrong. So if you're going to go by what the pundits say, that makes you look more of even a fool for not making the judgment yourself by watching the games and watching what he provides, rather than taking advice from these guys at 90% of the time they get it wrong anyway. So I wanted to jump in. I was like, this guy's going to bury his own.
Yeah, we have like multiple arguments going on the same thread right now.
Yep.
And it's not really like he's calling me a homer, which like I love you guys so much. But even if you're ranking the least homer guy on the show, I think I'm the least homer guy on our show.
Really? No, I'm just kidding.
But I mean, like, just, you know, like, whatever, dude. It's
what are
Twitter.
What are you talking about, man? I just have some posters on my wall.
I pick them to win every week. You know? Yeah. I mean, I am diehard. Absolutely love it. But I'm not. You know, I'm also not like.
I consider it the greatest compliment when someone says I'm a homer. I take that as, I have pride in where I grew up and where I came from, and you're born into this. This isn't a choice. Like, this is you're you know. So,
but then when it's backed up with stats, that makes it even more tasty.
Yeah, well, that's
kind
of the thing where it's like he's throwing a bunch of stats at me, and I'm like, well, statistically, like, Taylor's played one more game than James Cook this year, so, and he's like about a game's worth of stats behind Taylor. So, like, for me to say he's playing the best ball right now, what like, I'm not I'm not saying he's the best running back that's ever played the game in the history, but hey, guess what, man? He could be. Like, I'm not saying he is, but there's time.
He's breaking franchise records that are held by guys that are in Canton. Like,
yeah, I mean, Thurman Thomas. Oh, come on, whatever.
OJ was okay. I mean, he was all right on the field. He was
on the field,
very
man.
good. Off the field, not so much. We know that.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay away from that. I had some jokes running in my head, but I'm just gonna stay away.
I did too.
Yeah. I do like. There used to be a shirt that said "Drink milk because OJ will kill you." That's like one of my favorite things ever. Yeah. Let's go around here, man. We're running a little late. We all got stuff to do. So 818 of you tuning in. Thank you so much. You're watching Sunday Sessions with your guys, Scooter, RT, and me, Swank, the Homer. And we're going to do a little X Factor, and then we're going to do some score predictions. And I think we got a video or two of some guest score predictions coming in. So hit us in the comments with your X Factor and score prediction. RT, I'm sending it down to you first.
Sure.
X Factor score prediction for today's game against the Chiefs.
You alluded to it, Swank. I'm going to add to this point that, the Chiefs, the first 3-4 weeks, they didn't really look right. They looked like they were a little lackadaisical. They looked a little last year's Chiefs. And I think the biggest reason for that was the suspension of Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice is back. I think he's one of the most underrated receivers in the game. And I think it shows once he's back what he meant to this offense and what he's been able to do for this offense since his return. So with that, on the flip side of that, the Bills X Factor, I'm just going to kind of two-prong this. Christian Benford, Maxwell Hairston, and I guess I could say three-prong it. The secondary in general is much needed to be on their P's and Q's. And it's kind of an undermanned type of different situation where certain players are in, certain players are out that we're in, that we're relying on to be starters. Taylor Rapp is out. So this is a huge key to this game. How will Sean McDermott and Bobby Babich attack this Chiefs offense? Will they go into man? Will they go into zone? Will it be a hybrid of both? Will it be a nickel defense? What type of defense will they run when it's changed? It's evolved really over the course of the last few years since Leslie Frazier and Babich and everybody kind of, moved on with some different, personnel. So we got some old personnel back. Jordan Poyer, what will he bring to the table in this one too? I think that's my biggest X factor, and that's what could lead to the Buffalo Bills winning or losing this game is the play or potentially lack thereof of the secondary.
Wow. Yeah. Great point. Great take. Just quick sidebar. Trey White, safety.
I mean, it honestly, Swank, I would approach it early on, like with whoever it is that we got to start. And if it's not working, mix things up. Seriously, be willing to adapt. That's my biggest critique of Babich actually last week and previous weeks in McDermott. There was some rumors that McDermott was starting to call more of the defense. And that's why you started to see a little bit more pressures and a little bit more man. Bring it. That's what I want. I want pressure. I want to rely on these guys that do have the ability to go stride for stride, like Maxwell Hairston with anybody, really. It's one of the fastest corners in the league. So I'm for that.
Scott and I were in agreement on Tuesday. McDermott was definitely calling plays, or at least conferencing in with Babich, being like, "What the hell are we doing here?" And you don't walk around with a play sheet on the sideline up against your mic if you're not at least putting an opinion in the mic, So, Schooner Magoo, man, what do you think for an X Factor today?
I'm going to go off of what RT said. This is a totally different defense. We got those guys that came back, and I said it before on the show and with the messenger with the boys, is that our defensive safeties, we had two safeties in Bishop and Rapp. Both can play in the box, both come up aggressive. And I think that was an issue. I think a gem in disguise is the fact that Poyer's back there now, can play the deep zone. And I agree, Trey White, I think smart enough vet, if it came push to come to shove, you could put him back there and tell him to cover left or right side of the field in the zone. I think that would work. But my X factor is going to be, we've seen time and time again this year, Obviously, there's a big sample size, but this year alone seems like it's happening more. Mahomes has a lot of rushing yards, more than he has in the past. The aggressiveness of our defense, not only forcing them out of the pocket, but making sure that there's someone on that backside, that will be able to contain and make them force some throws. So I don't care who's calling the defense, whether it's McDermott full-time with Babbich's input, but I like what I've seen in the last 2 weeks. So aggressive defensive play call, I think, will be the X factor for today. I'm going 35-31. I do believe that is an aggressive defensive play call. Even though that's a lot of points, that's 66 points. But I think there's going to be a lot of key moments in this game where Swank, Artie, I don't like first down sacks. I think, it does extend up the field a little bit. I like the third down sacks, when the sacks actually count, when the sacks actually knock someone out of field goal range or punt. So I want those. So defensive aggressive play call to make sure that these guys are getting sacks and having tackles for losses during the key points of the game.
I like it. RT, throw me your score prediction.
We've been doing this show for X amount of years. You said X factors and score predictions, and I gave just my X factor.
It's okay, man.
Rookie, and I think every show he has to remind you anyways. The
CTE's kicking in. Score prediction.
CBD.
CBD, yeah. Score prediction. I'm gonna go 34-31. It won't be a late game field goal. It will be a late game touchdown. Touchdown, Allen to Shakir in the end zone for 6 to win the game.
Gabe Davis wasn't on that active list, correct?
Gabe Davis re-aggravated his injury, and there was no way that he was getting elevated today, from my understanding.
Yeah,
so
I would have said Gabe. That would have been a fun one, but I'm gonna keep the hips. Keep the hips moving. The hips don't lie. Khalil Shakir, making it happen.
Shakir. Love it. For me, X factor, man. We know that this offense has to keep pace. I'd really like an X factor to be a wide receiver that we haven't heard from most of the season. But I think the most important thing is slowing down Patrick Mahomes. So since the secondary's been talked about, since the defensive line's been talked about, and I think it all has to work in unison, and even the play calling has been talked about, which I believe all of those things are very important. Linebacker play against these tight ends and Patrick Mahomes, I think, is enormous, especially when you're missing top 5 corner in the NFL, slot corner in the NFL, and Taron Johnson. I think these linebackers really got to be playing on their P's and Q's. So that's going to be my X factor for today. Can these linebackers fill these gaps the way we know a healthy Milano can? Can Bernard make the splash plays the way that we know he can, especially when there's a question mark at the safety position? Everybody's got to really play in unison, and I think these linebackers can be a big part of today. So that's my X factor. My score prediction is not going to change a whole lot from Tuesday, man. I'm going 27-17, and this is going to be a statement game for the Buffalo Bills in the regular season. This is going to shut up all of those content creators and those pundits that my friend on Twitter seems to love so much. And you can homer me if you want, but that's the way I feel about it, So I will write a 35-page paper complete with a bibliography to back up all my references and post it on Twitter for you, just so that you know why I've picked what I've done and how I enjoy the game. So that being said, let's go here. First, we're going to do this little guy. These are some dudes, a bunch of our friends, man, that are at the game right goddamn now. And they wanted to share this with you. So
Mafia Buffalo fighting here at the Mafia House with Poncho's Army. We're celebrating salute the service. Let's go, baby. We know we came here and left and let's kick the Chiefs off. So let's go, baby. Mafia!
I gotta do it. This is Sparta.
For sure. Absolutely, for sure. Our guy Spartan and the Mandalorian, Bill's Michael Myers back there. You got Corey with his that's actually not a big hat. He's just got a really tiny head.
It's a normal size hat.
Aside from that, Jerry got at us and he had a little video he put together of a bunch of score predictions, and here you go.
My score prediction is 27-24 Bills win. Go Bills!
31-25 Bills.
Let's go, Bills.
28-14 Bills. 48-37 Bills. 40-37 Bills. 35-31. Go Bills! Go Bills! My score prediction is 24-10. My score prediction is 21-17.
Dan, you got a score prediction? Say 31-17. And this little guy says, "Go Bills!" Yay!
I think the Bills are going to win 26-20. Go Bills. 24-25 Bills. Go Bills. 28-42 Bills. I predict 39-26 Bills.
Hey!
Hey!
That was Jared.
That was awesome. That was
Thanks
great.
to all the kids for joining in and giving their score predictions. And hey, if that's a segment, Jerry's going to put together every week, we're going to put it right here on Sunday Sessions. Thanks to the 907 of you that are tuning in for the official pregame show of the Bills Mafia Sunday Sessions with myself, Scooter Magooter, and Ryan Thomas from the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. We're going to hit a final thought, and then we're going to get the hell out of here and get ready for this game. RT, tell them where to find you and give them your final thought.
Final thought. Well, I'll start with where to find me. As you said, where to find me. Wednesdays at 8, Thomas Take Sports Podcast. Cannot wait to recap this game. God willing, it is a win. That's what I'm really hoping for. Also, final thought, got to give a shout out. Tomorrow is my dad's 60th birthday.
Oh, happy
60th birthday. So thought I'd hop in the time machine, show this Pop Warner football here, number 31, me right there.
Nice.
And my dad is right here, right there. One of my first, actually my first football coach, my dad.
Wow.
So love you, Dad. Love you.
Happy birthday, Mr. T.
Mr. T, Mean Dean, Clean Dean.
Clean Mean Dean.
Clean
T.
Mean Dean.
Happy birthday indeed. Scooter Magooter, what do you got for a final thought?
Yeah, we got Instagram followers chiming in and joining. Roland's 1177, CS 3, 64 Sassy Mom, Bills backers of South Jersey, Razdu and Maria Rita Carvalho. Welcome to the show. We can't see your comments up there because that's the way StreamYard works, but I had to say hi to you guys. I got my little memorabilia back there. You see my original quarterback jersey, guys? What number am I wearing?
17.
Wow.
There you go. There
The
you go.
gunslinger.
I thought you would have been 6, 7.
6, 7. But then I went over there with number 12. I had to go with Kelly.
Oh,
But no, my final thoughts is, we say take every game at a time. I was stuck with the question from Swank earlier about if we lost. I didn't say we were going to, but I gave the scenario if we were. It's all context.
Sure.
But yeah, you go in there, rip roaring. You go in there to win the football game. So take it as it is. It is a great learning experience, no matter if we come in with a win or come in with a loss. We brought all these new guys in. I'm going to pound the table on that to beat the teams that we face in the playoffs. And this is one of those matchups. We have our guys in. Let's see how they do. Cheer loud as always for those of us that can't be there at the game, and enjoy it for sure. Enjoy it. We're only halfway through.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys so much for partaking in this pregame show that we've worked so hard to produce and put together for the last 5 years. RT, you were talking about it. Season 5, episode 8 we are on currently. It's a pleasure to do this with these fine gentlemen here and for you guys who have supported the show for all these years. So thank you so much. And please enjoy every single game. It is an honor to be included in one of the greatest rivalries in not only football, but in sports. We have Josh Allen. We have this amazing team that is consistently good every single year. And you really have to just take one step back and look at it and appreciate the fact that you have this team right now, this team that you'll be telling your kids and your grandkids about in the future. You know what I mean? So we know how bad it can be. We know how grueling it can be, and still stay headstrong. This is the time right now where all that time was worth it. So enjoy the game, crack a beer, have some good food, be with your friends and family, man, root hard. And as always, go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go. And those baby blues